Hello everyone, this is G-Shock High Fashion Channel. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you guys on how to operate this quad sensor Gulfmaster G-Shock watch. Before I proceed, I need to show you guys the backplate for this model first, which is this over here. The one I'm using is GWNQ1000 series, the marine blue model released on April of 2017. It operates on 5477 module, so if you have any watch that operates on the same module, this will be the video for you. So we have a lot of writings back here. This is of course a top solid model with sapphire crystal glass, multi-band 6-wave scepter with G-Shock with top movement built in it. Uphill with depth for the depth sensor up here, and stainless steel back Japan shock absorbing structure to 200 meters water resistance. You're gonna see some writings or engraving over here. Sensor button will be over here, light button will be up here, display change button will be over here, mode switching button will be over here. This code down here is the batch number for this model. Down on the back plate, let's move back to the front. We're gonna see a bunch of things actually. I'm gonna use this pen over here as an indicator. So this is the barometer. The sensor, atmospheric pressure sensor, will be located here with some holes, so it's gonna be in there. This button is very huge square button, it's very easy to press, soft and in steel actually. So mode button will be here, light button will be over here. This is the crown. You're gonna need to unscrew the crown. Let's do it right away. Unscrew the crown, and until it's unlocked, you're gonna need to unscrew this and unlock this for every setting that we are gonna go through. Down here will be the sensor access button. You know that from this white over here, actually engraved in there. Alright, down on the buttons, we're gonna have 5 of them, and around out here, this circle thing will be the gauge, the barometer or the atmospheric pressure change or the altimeter change gauge. You're gonna use this a lot on this model. So this will be all the indexes for the minutes, and out here at this 9 o'clock position, 0 all the way to 100 will be the meters for the depth sensor, depth meter gauge. Going down a little bit will be all the indexes for the watch in white, pure white with a lume. Of course it will glows in the dark very bright, alongside with this hour and also minutes hand, and also the second hand over there for the tick only. And then down here at 5 o'clock position, we're gonna have another mini sub dial. For this part will shows the change in the atmospheric pressure for rapid change, up down or up down, down or up. And here will be the tight graph display in analog, display in steel, which is one of the most beautiful part of this model. If you guys didn't know, the shape of that, of course, like a wave of an ocean, and if you look at it from the side, you can see that it is also wavy from the side as well. Look at that, it's not just flat metal parts that Casio add on that, so you actually have some shape on it. Very beautiful and detailed, well made. Down here will be the arrow hand to point it to barometer, compass, altimeter, thermometer or depth meter sensor. I will make a separate video just to cover on this sensor mode over here. I don't want to make this video too long actually. So in this part 1, I just want to cover what you're gonna have on this model as far as the basic complication, minusing the sensor and minusing the test screen. Okay, at home time, we're gonna see of course hours, minutes and seconds in analog, and this analog will keep showing you guys the tide graph right now. So we're moving from high tide to low tide. You're gonna see this, you're gonna set this thing up using the crown afterward, which we'll go after. So up here in the center will be the window for the digital display. You're gonna use this a lot depending on which mode you are at. So now I am displaying the tide graph, change in atmospheric pressure graph, and also date display. You're gonna use this display button up here to switch that to another display instead if you want. You can change to a digital time display if you want to be more accurate with your time telling or timekeeping. Next, you're gonna need to change to an age. So moon age over here will be 21.7 days. You don't have those moon phase indicator on this watch, so this is the only way or the only thing you have for you to be able to tell the age or the moon phase. You're gonna need to be able to tell the moon phase from the moon age. So down on that, press the display again. We could also show the day of the week and also date display instead. I prefer this type of display. And down on these buttons over here, this will be the light button. Let's see what this thing could capable of. Look at that. We're gonna have two LED light, of course, one for digital, one for the analog. At 6 o'clock down there, this LED light is very bright, and I kid you not, that is very bright. You can literally use this as a flashlight, and I already used this as a flashlight. You can turn off the light in your room and switch on the light. You will see for yourself how bright the lighting on this Gulfmaster model is. That is very bright. I never seen a G-Shock have a lighting that is so bright compared to this, even though the LED is very small. And because of that, this auto light or LED light, oh yeah, this model also have auto light features. That light over there will drain a lot of the battery. You can press this quite for a few times and the battery will run off right away. Okay, down on this button, this will be the crown. I already unlocked it up, and if I hold it at home time, first thing that we could set up is the city for this watch. I set it up to Seoul. I should have changed this. Rotate the crown upwards or downwards. Let's set it up to TYO time, so similar to Seoul, Korea. You can change the one, of course. Sydney, no. Oh no, Mia. Yeah. Rotate it back to Tokyo time. Wait. There is TYO stand for Tokyo. The time will change. Press this mode button to change for the ST on or off or on or auto. Leave it at auto. It will automatically change it on or off based on the calendar and your location. That way more easier. Press mode. We will go to latitude setting. This will be used to determine the sunrise and sunset based on your location. This will be the preset factory setting. I'm not gonna mess this thing up for Tokyo actually. Press mode again. We are able to change the longitude as well. Just rotate the crown. That is way easier. So you need to keep the crown unlocked. Press mode again. This will be the key tone. Mute or let it on. Let's leave it on. Press again. We're gonna have the auto light on or off. The auto light will light on for 3 or 1.5 seconds. You can set it up. Let's turn it on. Turn it on. Yeah. Over here 1.5 or 3 seconds. Let's leave it at 3 seconds. It does gonna drain a lot of battery, but just for this demonstration. Press mode. 12-hour 24-hour system. I prefer my watch to show 24-hour military time. Press mode. We will go to power saving mode on off. Leave it on to save the battery whenever you're not using the watch. It will turn off the display and turn all the functions after 1 hour of not whenever it didn't detect any presence of light from the solar panel. Press mode. Go back to city home setting. Done setting up the watch. And this, if you press the display, you can change the time display just in case you want it to be more accurate. If you want to do so, you can change it from here. Look at that, 54. Look at that, the hand will move as I rotate the crown. That is for the minutes. The hours, let's rotate it just in case the watch didn't show the accurate time. You can do it from here. Press mode again. Change the calendar, of course, for the year, the months, and the day. All you need to do is just rotate the crown. It is very simple. Done on this part. Press display again. Wait. Okay, press display again. Nothing gonna happen because we are now done setting up the watch. Press the crown to complete this setting. Okay, now we are done. This arrow over here will point back down here because I already changed the city to Tokyo. the tide in Tokyo right now should be low. That's why this hand moving to there. Okay, at also at home time, if you find that this arrow here is blocking your view, you can move it away by pressing the light button and mode button. Press light, hold it, press mode, it will move all of the hands out of your view. So you now be able to see both of this display over here. That is called the hand retraction function. Press any button and it will go back to its original position down on here. And if you want to know the battery indicator for this watch, I mean for normal G-Shock, you're gonna have it in the middle here, low mAh indicator. For this model, you're gonna have it. The only way for you to be able to know if the battery is high or low or whatever is you need to press this mode button and hold it. We'll go to the next mode and we'll go back to home time. That will show you M time. Let me remove this hand out of the way. There it is, M time. M stands for medium. If you fully charge your G-Shock, it will show H time. So that's how you're gonna know the battery for the watch. And that's done on this button and both button of this. And press the sensor button at home time down here to access the first sensor, which is the barrel for barometer. And look at that, the hand will move out of the way. It will display the graph and also the more accurate atmospheric pressure reading in hectopascal. Of course, you can change it up if you want. And over here by pulling the crown, look at that. I don't want to do so in this video. I'm just going to cover right click on what sensor do you have on this here. So press sensor, gonna have the compass. Look at that. Press again, we'll have the altimeter. Simple things. Press again, we'll have the thermometer. And press this again, we will go to depth meter. Press again, we will go back to barometer. Press mode, we will go back to home time. At home time, if you press this display button and hold it, it will show info on. That info over there actually regarding the barometer info, so you can tell this info at home time as well. You're gonna have the graph there, but that info over there is indicating this down here. So the watch will turn off every setting, every alarm, every stopwatch, anything else, and just focusing the sensor on this barometer sensor over here, and keep reading the change in atmospheric pressure for every 2 minutes instead of every 30 minutes or instead of every 2 hours for the default setting. When you turn this thing on, it will read every 2 minutes and alert you whenever there's sudden change in atmospheric pressure, whether it's going up, going down, sudden change in up, down, down, up, and all that. So this process over here definitely gonna drain a lot of batteries, so do keep that in mind. Let's turn this thing back off. When it is off, it will arrow over here will show the tide display instead. That's done. And change this display back. Okay, let's go to the first mode that this model have. Alright, before I proceed, if you press the sensor button at home time and hold it, it will act as a record button as well for timestamp record. So I already recorded the timestamp on here. You can use this function at sensor mode as well, which I will cover on the second part of this video. Okay, press mode, we'll go to the first one, which is the recall mode. I already registered quite a bunch of information in here, so that this will be the first one at 1870 meters, recorded at 12:35 p.m. Press this button down here to access the next data. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've stored a bunch of information in here actually, so we have 18 informations. Let's go through some of them. The 15th information was recorded on the 15th of July 2017, and the reading will be 151 degree for the compass reading. So that's how you are able to store the bearing memory in this watch. Done on this mode. First, alright, if you want to erase all this information, you can do so by pressing this display button up here and hold it. Clear will appear, which I'm not gonna do so just yet. If you pull out the crown at this mode, nothing gonna happen. It will show you to push back the crown because you cannot setting anything in here. Press it back. So we're down on here, press this mode button, we will go to world time. Just wait a little bit, it will display time in New York, which already set this thing up. So just wait. So it's gonna be like 1:58 a.m. in the morning. If I press this display button up here and hold it, it will swap time, and there it is, swap between Tokyo time and New York time. That's how it's gonna do it. The overhand will move to New York time, so you are able to view the New York time in analog instead. And the tide graph will also switch to show tide in New York. Right now is low going to high. Press this mode again, swap back the time, and the tide graph will move back to Tokyo tide graph display, and there it is, done. If you pull the crown at world time, hold it, and now you could set up which city time that you want to display in your watch. You really need to set this thing up and be done with it, because each time you want to set this thing up, you really need to unscrew the crown all over again. So it is quite a hassle thing to do. Make sure you decided what city you want to have a look at and just stay there. In my case, New York, lock the crown. Price mode, we will go to the next one, which is the tide graph, of course, and moon age and all that. So it's gonna be hourly tide and daily tide, similar to most tide graph equipped G-Shock. First, let's have a look on the moon age. From the moon age, if you press this lower right button down here, you are able to change the date instead. Let's say I want to know the tide graph on 20th of August 2017. The moon age will be 27.7 days. Press display. The tide at that specific day at 6 a.m. will be high going to low. So that's how I'm gonna know the tide will be high or low and all that. So if I want to set this thing up, right, press mode again. If I pull the crown in this mode, look at that, we are now able to set the high tide for the day. You know, you really need to set this thing up to make sure you are reading the accurate tide graph reading based on the exact location or the exact beach area you're looking at. So this will be the high tide for the day. Set this thing up. You can just press mode to set the hours, the minutes and all that. Press the display, nothing gonna happen. And that's pretty much it on this Gulfmaster. You don't need any fancy calculation, you don't need to do any of that. Just set up the high tide, the first high tide for the day, and the watch will calculate everything by itself and just tell you the exact or correct information based on that setting alone. That is incredible compared to most tide graph G-Shock that we got today. This watch over here is way more advanced. Down on the tide graph mode, price mode, we will go to the next one, which is the sunrise and sunset mode. It will display the date and the time. 4:59 will be sunrise, 6:33 will be sunset in Tokyo. Right now at least. Press this button down here for the sensor button to change the date. Let's say I want to know the sunrise and sunset at 23rd of August, and just wait. Sunset will be 6:20, sunrise will be 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. Let's done on that. Pull the crown in this mode and see, nothing gonna happen. It's just gonna ask you to push back the crown. Push it back. Done on this sunrise and sunset mode. This data of course was affected from that latitude and longitude setting that we set up just now. Do set up that one first to make sure you are reading the correct one reading, of course. Price mode, we will go to stopwatch. This part over here operates similar to most models. This watch don't have any target time function. If you pull the crown over here, nothing gonna happen as well. Push it back, start the count, stopwatch, simple thing, stop and reset, start. You can split time, of course, simple thing again, split on continue, split SP will appear over there, look at that, split off, stop, reset. Done on this stopwatch mode. Press mode, we will go next to the timer mode. Pull the crown to set the timer, of course, for the minutes only. This is all you could set up over here. Rotate the crown 11. Let's set it up to just how about just 1 minute. You can of course fast scroll by rotate the crown like that 3 times. There it is. That will be for fast scrolling. Stop. Let's go back to 1 minute. You can hear the sound, the clicking sound each time you rotate the crown actually for more accuracy. Down on setting out the countdown timer, lock the crown to set this thing up and start the countdown timer, and we'll see how it turns out. while it is running, of course, you can move the arrow hand out of the way, of course, and you could set up turn on the light as well if you want to do so. So yeah, let's just wait. There it is. This beeping is very loud actually, and it's very long. You're definitely gonna notice that sound. And that's done, just for about what, 5 seconds. Yeah, down on the countdown timer mode, press mode. We'll go to the next one, which is the alarm. We're gonna have like 2, 3, 4, 5, and signal back to alarm number 1. So that's not on the alarm. So you don't have any snooze alarm on here. Press the display button to turn it on or off, or you can pull the crown to set up the alarm, of course, for the hours or minutes. Hours, minutes, hours, minutes, of course, by rotating the crown. I'm going to leave it there and lock the crown to finish setting this part up and let it off, because I don't want to drain the battery so much on this piece, because it's gonna take very long time to charge the battery on this Gulfmaster model for some reason. Okay, down on this alarm mode, press mode. We will go to RC. RC will be the atomic time synchronization function. This is where you are able to check when is the last time this mod received that radio wave signal. In my case, this was received back on 16th of April at midnight. If I pull the crown, I can turn set the auto receive on or off. If you don't want to, better set this thing off if you want to save the battery, you know. Let's leave this thing off. In my case, I don't want to mess this thing up because I don't need to do so. Okay, down on the RC, that's about it actually. Press mode. We will go back to on time, and you saw just now M time, so that is M time. Okay, done on the function as far as basic complications that you are gonna be able to find on this Gulfmaster quad sensor model. I will make a separate video to show you guys the test screen, which this model also have, which is at the same time very weird. Look at that, where they have a lot of test screen. I could make a separate video just to show you guys the test screen alone, but I don't want to do so because I don't understand all of the code meaning. Just in case you are wondering, I just want to show you guys or demonstrate what you're gonna have for the test screen on a separate video, because this video is way too long enough already. Okay, I hope I didn't miss anything important in this video. I usually does. This watch by the way have full auto light. If the solar panel is detecting presence of light, which is I'm now in a well lit room, it will not turn on the auto light. So look at that, nothing gonna happen. If I turn off the light right now, focus. All right, done. Auto light on. Come on, auto light. Cover the screen a little bit. There it is. Now it's already turned on. Mine right now aren't fully dark actually. It's still at daytime, so the solar panel is very sensitive. It could detect the presence of light. I need to cover it up like that. Look at that. So that's the auto light. Let me show you guys real quick from here. Look at that. That is how bright the auto light is. Look at that. You can see my fingers over there. And as far as the loom shot, of course I need to charge this thing first with an you can see a lot of, look at that, almost like a scratch on the screen. There's not scratch, actually it's a lot of smudges from the pen that I use this now. This watch have the sapphire crystal glass, so I'm all good. Look at that. So I'm currently charging using my phone over here for the luminescence. The watch will glow not as long actually. So from my experience, it glows very bright after full charge, but it's gonna last you about only 10 to 15 minutes. After that, you're barely able to tell the time. You still are able to do so, but you're gonna take quite an effort. But other than that, it's just fine. And anyway, I'm not sure if you guys even notice, all those display are made to be big and the index are big for a reason. This watch over here is a tool watch. It is made to be used during the dark. As a fisherman, even though some people not gonna like the huge sizing, that's over there is for a purpose, that not just make it big for no reason, you know. Bigger watch equals bigger or easier time telling, time viewing, easier to use functions. So that's why the watch is big, and you'll understand right away after this. Alright, check that one out. That is the EL on this piece. Look at that. Look at how bright the EL is. Very incredible. Look at that. And yeah, the other light is very sensitive as well when we are in a darker place like this. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys to be able to see it. Look at that. That's very, very bright. Turn on the backlight again. Look at that. So bright. So bright. Really bright. Look at that. Look at that. I can use this as a flashlight to tell the time on my range band right there. Look at that. The range band of course has its EL, but if I use this EL on the range band, it's not as bright as when I'm using this. Look at that. Look at how bright that thing is. My goodness. Alright. Okay, done on all the demonstration for the basic stuff on this model. I will make a separate video on the sensor demonstration or setting or calibration. So go check that one out if you are interested to know for the sensor, because this watch have quad sensor model, the best sensor out of all G-Shock watch yet. And I mean this watch is better than arrangement, even though you might say that this guy had a triple sensor, you're not gonna use the depth sensor, but just know the sensor on this is better than the sensor on this based on its versatility and practicality. Okay, done on things I need to know on this Gulfmaster G-Shock watch. I hope you guys found this video useful, informative as well for future reference. Leave a like if it does, and also subscribe to see more contents like this in the future. Thank you very, very much for watching, guys. This is G-Shock High Fashion channel, and